Do you ever wonder if you're too hard on yourself? Or perhaps you feel a constant dissatisfaction with who you are? Today, we're going to shed light on a topic that's often brushed under the rug: self-hatred. It's a heavy topic indeed, but recognizing its signs is the first step towards addressing and improving our mental health. After all, the journey to self-love and acceptance starts with understanding what's holding us back. Stay tuned as we delve into the 7 signs of self-hatred. The first sign of self-hatred is constant self-criticism. This is not about the occasional, healthy self-assessment we all need. No, this is about an unending, harsh dialogue with oneself. A spotlight that focuses only on one's flaws and dismisses accomplishments. It's like having a cruel critic in your head, constantly pointing out your mistakes, your shortcomings, magnifying them until they're all you can see about yourself. This constant self-criticism can be extremely damaging to one's self-esteem and overall mental health. It's like carrying a heavy weight on your shoulders, a weight that grows heavier with each critical thought. Over time, this weight can become unbearable, leading to feelings of worthlessness and despair. The key to overcoming this sign of self-hatred is to recognize that everyone has flaws. Yes, everyone, even those who seem perfect. But obsessing over these flaws, letting them define you, is not healthy. Remember, everyone has flaws, but obsessing over them is not healthy. The second sign of self-hatred is negative self-talk. This is when you continually speak to yourself in a negative and demeaning manner. It's like having a little critic in your head, constantly belittling you and reinforcing negative self-perceptions. You may not even realize you're doing it, because it's become such a habitual pattern. Think about the words you use when you talk to yourself. Do they uplift and encourage you, or do they drag you down? Negative self-talk can be incredibly damaging, leading to a cycle of self-loathing that's hard to break free from. It can keep you stuck in a loop of self-doubt and self-derision, preventing you from seeing your own worth and potential. The way you talk to yourself truly matters. Would you talk to a friend the way you talk to yourself? Probably not. So why do it to yourself? Be kind to yourself. You deserve it. The third sign of self-hatred is constant comparison with others. This is a common pitfall, where we measure our worth based on how we stack up against those around us. Whether it's about looks, wealth, intelligence, or success, the comparison game is a losing one. You see, when we constantly compare ourselves to others, we are setting ourselves up for disappointment. It's like trying to climb an endless ladder where there's always someone higher up. This behavior can lead to feelings of inadequacy and discontentment. It's like being trapped in a cycle where you're always chasing an elusive ideal, never quite feeling good enough. But here's the thing. Every single person on this planet is unique, with their own set of strengths, weaknesses, experiences, and life paths. Your journey is unique. Comparisons only steal your joy. The fourth sign of self-hatred is dwelling on the past. This involves continually thinking about past mistakes, failures, and regrets. A healthy amount of reflection on past experiences is natural and can even be beneficial for personal growth. However, when it becomes obsessive, when you find yourself constantly replaying past events, criticizing your past actions, and wallowing in regret, it's a clear sign of self-hatred. This behavior can prevent personal growth and keep you stuck in a cycle of self-loathing. It's like being in a car, but only looking in the rearview mirror. You'll never move forward if you're always looking back. It's important to understand that everyone makes mistakes, and it's through these mistakes that we learn and grow. Remember, the past is gone. It's unchangeable. The best thing you can do is to learn from it, let go, and focus on the present and the future. The fifth sign of self-hatred is neglecting self-care. This is a clear signal that you're not treating yourself with the love and respect you deserve. It manifests in various forms, such as not eating healthily, disrupting sleep patterns, and not exercising. When we neglect our physical needs, we're sending a message to ourselves that we're not worth taking care of. This behavior, in turn, can harm our physical health, leading to a myriad of problems like fatigue, poor concentration, and even more serious health issues over time. Furthermore, neglecting self-care can exacerbate feelings of self-loathing, creating a vicious cycle that can be hard to break free from. It's crucial to remember that our bodies are not just vessels, but a vital part of who we are. They deserve to be cared for, nourished, and loved, just like any other part of our being. Your body is your temple. Treat it with respect. The sixth sign of self-hatred is social isolation. This is often characterized by the avoidance of social situations and the deliberate decision to isolate oneself. This behavior is not simply about being an introvert or cherishing solitude. It's a deeper, more harmful pattern where individuals sever ties with the outside world, shutting themselves away due to a deep-seated disdain for their own existence. This isolation can be a breeding ground for feelings of loneliness and can further exacerbate feelings of self-loathing. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you isolate yourself, the more you perpetuate the negative self-image, and the cycle continues. It's important to understand that we, as humans, are inherently social creatures. We thrive on connection, on shared experiences. Social isolation, in the context of self-hatred, is a cry for help echoing in an empty room. The antidote? Reach out, connect, and share. It's not an easy path, but it's a necessary one. The seventh and most dangerous sign of self-hatred is self-harm. This manifests as thoughts or behaviors that directly harm your own body. It's an external expression of the internal pain that self-hatred can cause. This can take many forms, from neglecting one's health to intentionally causing physical harm to oneself. Self-harm is not a solution to your problems. It's a destructive coping mechanism that only serves to amplify your pain and suffering. It's important to understand that self-harm is a serious sign of deep emotional distress and requires immediate professional help. If you find yourself resorting to self-harm, it's crucial to reach out to a mental health professional. There are countless resources available to help you navigate these feelings of self-hatred and despair. Remember, there's no shame in seeking help. If you're experiencing thoughts of self-harm, please seek help immediately. You are not alone. To summarize, the 7 signs of self-hatred are constant self-criticism, negative self-talk, constant comparison with others, dwelling on the past, neglecting self-care, social isolation, and self-harm. This journey we've embarked upon is quite an eye-opener, isn't it? It's like peeling an onion, layer by layer, to reveal the core. And it's crucial to understand these signs, to recognize them within ourselves or in our loved ones. Self-hatred can be insidious, creeping into our lives without us even realizing it. It chips away at our self-esteem, our happiness, our relationships, and our overall quality of life. It's a heavy burden to bear, but the good news is, it's not a life sentence. It can be overcome. Constant self-criticism and negative self-talk are often the first signs of self-hatred. They're like little gremlins in our heads, always ready to point out our flaws and mistakes. But remember, everyone makes mistakes. It's part of being human. Dwelling on the past and constantly comparing ourselves to others only fuels these gremlins. Instead, let's try to learn from our past and remember that everyone is on their own unique journey. Neglecting self-care, socially isolating ourselves, and even contemplating self-harm are more severe signs of self-hatred. These signs are cries for help, and they should never be ignored. Seeking professional help is a step towards healing. There are many resources available to help us navigate these rough waters, from therapists and counselors to support groups and helplines. We must also remember to practice self-love and self-compassion. It's not about vanity or selfishness. It's about acknowledging our worth, our strengths, and our potential. It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness and respect we'd show to a dear friend. Remember, you are worthy of love and respect. You are not defined by your mistakes or your past. You have the power to write your own story. Don't let self-hatred steal your joy. Seek help if you need it. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. The journey to self-love might not be easy, but it's truly worth it. With each step, you're not only moving away from self-hatred, but also moving closer to a happier, healthier you.